goes up.
Yeah.
It's no longer just you.
Right.
So if you don't show up and do something, nobody's going to tell you you need to fix it.
Yep.
Right? But now you got team.
Mm-hmm.
And your team is looking at you like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then your clients are looking at you, what is going on? Because their service is starting to be inconsistent.
Right.
Or it's spotty, or it's just not
It's not the way it was. Right.
And quick story I tend to work with a lot of financial advisors and financial services companies. And I had a 5-person team in Southern California tell me that, hey, Cameo, we want to get more efficient. We're meeting every day, twice a day, because we have no visibility of client actions. We're not leveraging our technology very well. We don't even trust each other. Ooh, that's bad, right?
Right.
So I asked them, I said, well, what prompted you to reach out to me? And they said, we had a prospective client situation that didn't go very well.
Oh, wow.
So the clients asked them, tell me who my lead is going to be. How long will it take to open up my new accounts? How long will it take for my assets to transfer from one institution to the other? Who's going to be in charge of my ongoing maintenance? Who should I call? And the team could not articulate who was in charge, how long it was going to take to get the new accounts
You
open.
could probably, but the team could not.
But the team could
Yes,
not.
yeah.
This is why they hired me. That prospective client said, you know what? We like you. We like your team. Your business model, sounds good, but you can't tell us how you operate, so we're going to pass. $25,000 walked out the door because they couldn't articulate their client onboarding process.
Wow.
And that was their aha moment to say, ooh, we need to get things dialed in. And I think a lot of companies just assume, we'll just show up, onboard clients and work with them. But if you don't really think about what that A to Z journey is, then to your point earlier, you'll miss steps and you'll be like, well, wait, we didn't do this. Or your team will ask, I didn't take care of that. I thought you were going to take care of that. And then what does that leave you? For this client, it was $25K.
Yeah. And those are expensive lessons. And I
Those are expensive lessons.
Right. Lessons. And I just think about, so I'm going to be vulnerable for a minute because this is, some people know the edges of this story, but nobody really knows the story. So I'm going to tell the story without, I have a really hard I have a hard time telling the story because I feel like I'm giving energy to it. So I try to not really
the balance of, yes.
But, in 2021, my business partner and I split. And what led to that was we had been getting nothing but rave reviews from 2016 to 2021. Nothing but rave reviews. We were growing really fast. We're in COVID at this time. We're growing really fast. We opened up offices in Seattle. We opened up offices in DC. We're starting to go national. I had to leave California, move to DC so that I could run the business in DC. And I left my business partner here in our Bay Area office to run, because that was our biggest team at the time. We had 12 routes running out there, right? We had 12 routes running out there. We had 3 routes running here. We had 12 routes running in DC. We had 12 routes running in Seattle.
Oh,
so
you're busy.
Yeah, we were busy. So I'm like, okay. So I go out there, super exciting time. The business is booming. All of a sudden, I'm getting emails from clients like, Lainika, can I talk to you? Now, mind you, at this time, I have a huge team.
Right.
So I'm like, why is it getting to me?
Right. That's an issue.
Right?
Right.
Why is it getting to me? What is happening? And especially because he was still here.
Yeah.
Right? So I was just like, well, why is it coming to me? So now I'm getting involved on a daily basis with field issues, and I'm trying to figure out what is going on. So I had a friend at the time that said, this isn't normal. You need to figure out what's going on, because you're telling me this never happened and all of a sudden it's happening. What is going on? And I'm like, and he said, I think you need to check on your partner and see what he's doing. I said, no, that's like my brother. He would never, blah, 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 blah.
Kind of like the conversation we had off camera.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if we're going to go with,
No, but I was just like, he would never. He just would never do anything to jeopardize the business. we did this together. Like, I started the company, but he came in like really early in the beginning, and we really built this up together. He would never. So it just got to the point where it was like a daily thing, and then it was compounding, more and more calls per day, getting to me. That's the whole point. It was getting beyond field level manager, getting beyond him, and coming to me.
Right.
So I was in DC, so I said, I'm just gonna hop on a plane, not tell anybody I'm coming, show up. I walked into our office in Fremont, and when I tell you, it did not even look like the same company. It looked like, literally, okay, you see this space, right? You would never know this was a trash company, right? You would, and that was on purpose, right? We wanted to build something that felt like it was a customer service experience for our clients, right? And that it was not supposed to be antiquated. It was supposed to feel good and clean, right?
That Which it does,
cool.
right? Meaning where we're at right now, kudos to you. Yes,
right. It's supposed to be clean. So I walked in there. It looked like a junkyard. It looked like a junkyard. There were people outside smoking weed.
Wow.
There were people that smelled like alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, and there's guys hanging out on the stairs. I mean, it was just like crazy. Now, mind you, this is like in the morning when everybody's supposed to come in. It's supposed to be very simple, right? The way I built this company was everything. I am a systems person, so everything has to be in threes for me in order for me to be able to say this is the way it works. So we had a very simple system. You come in, you grab your keys, and you grab your phone, and you get in the truck. That's it, right? You grab your keys, you grab your phone, and you get in the truck. When I tell you there were guys running up and down the stairs, running in and out, where is my hitch? Where is this? Where is that? Do you have it? Who am I riding with today? Are you driving? And like, you want me to drive? Like it was chaos. It was complete chaos. And I'm standing there like, I don't even know how to help. Like, it's so out of control. And, he's like, oh, yeah, it's like this every day. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's like this every day? He was like, well, you're not here. And he's just started going off. You're not here. And you don't know how hard it is. And I got all these guys and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, but what happened to the system? Like,
right. We had a process.
Like, what's
your
going on?
heart must be breaking.
Yeah. I'm just like, what? He was just like, you think it's so easy because you're not out here every day and you don't have to. I said, I built this.
Of course.
I built this.
And
like,
aren't you doing the same thing in DC?
Yes.
Right.
Like, you just do
I know what it's like.
Exactly. And then, and I said, well, we do the same thing in DC. It's not. I was like, and we have the same amount of routes. It's not the same in DC. It's brand new. All those people are brand new. You have brand new equipment. You have brand new this, brand new that. It's not the same. I said, but it's the same process.
That's right.
How do we change the process? Well, these guys aren't reliable, and sometimes they don't show up, and I don't know.
I bet you had a process for that too.
Yeah, we are overstaffed. So why are we worried about that? Like, we're always overstaffed. So why? Anyway, so it blew up. Right, blew up. He broke down crying and left. And I don't know, I think he went to Bali or something. He went somewhere. He left. And so I just stayed and worked on like putting things back together.
Wow.
So I put everything back together. He came back. I said, okay, everything is back together. The systems are running. Everybody's smiling again. Everybody's happy. I fired a bunch of people. Right? We're like back on track. And I said, let me show you what I'm doing. I don't need you to show me. I said, I'm going to show you what I did, the things I changed. I rerouted some things. I did da-da-da-da. And, I rewrote the routes. So he was like, it's not rocket science. It's simple. And I'm, okay. So I said, okay, I'm going to leave you with this. I stayed with him for a couple of days. I said, okay, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going back to DC. He's like, okay. We hugged. I left. I got on a plane, and when I came back, it was chaos again. So then we really had it falling out. And I asked the guys that were in the field. I said, "What happened when I left?" Because you guys were.
Yes.
And they said, when you walked down the stairs, he said, "We're not doing any of that shit."
Oh. How did you feel about it when that happened? How did you feel hearing that?
First of all, I felt disrespected, but I felt more hurt and betrayed because I really did see him as my brother.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? I really
that
did.
hurts more.
It did, and I really felt like we were trying to build something special together.
Right.
But what it came down to was he was mad because he felt like we should be co-CEO. That was what it came down to.
There's always there's something that's not said.
Yeah.
Right.
He felt like we should be co-CEOs. And he did not want to be the COO, which, honestly, he wasn't. He was an operations guy, right, in the field.
But that was a stretch even for that.
Right.
So let me
Yeah,
add it. Yeah.
He was a field operations guy. He really wasn't. So I really had people that were project managers doing COO stuff, so that to buffer that, to keep So and honestly, my project manager was, she left because of that whole situation. But she was amazing. She could have been like for real the COO. So we fell out, and when I started digging, I realized like there was time card fraud happening. There was misappropriation of funds happening. So when I started asking questions, him and his team there in Fremont started getting very secretive and very aggressive towards, the people that work directly under me. And it just became this clash. And when I found out like they were starting to shred time cards, I walked him out. I was like, I can't have you here anymore. So I walked him and his assistant out. And it was just a mess. Like it really was a mess. Wow. And we are still reeling from that. Like we are still trying to recover from that. It got really, really ugly, really, really fast and really bad. Yeah. Wow. And he was actually building another company at the same time. And walked away with my biggest client. So it's like $1 million out the door in one day.
Wow.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Well, did you clench up when you had
I felt that in my chest. Yeah.
So where do you want to take we know the lesson learned, but what's the lesson leared? Where do you want to take this in a year? Where's it going to be? And then Denise and Cameo, I'd love to get your input on this and more. But what's the lesson? Cap that for us, and then where's it going to be? Where do you want it? Because it is emotional.
Very
and that's
much
why
so.
it's very hard to do what you built bigger businesses than me. All of you probably have. It's hard.
It's hard.
So please.
Well, the lesson for me was, and I said this a couple weeks ago to somebody, you cannot take your hand off the wheel when you are a small business. Like it's, people always say, you should be able to walk away from your business. If you're doing it right, you should be able to walk away and it should run without you. However, you still have to know what's happening in your business.
Yes.
If you don't know what's happening and you're just trusting other people to do it, then you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. You're like, but I thought I told you, like, we had a plan. But people always think they know better than you. So you have to continue to drive the bus.
But unless what, though? I hear you. You're right. Because I've experienced that in my own. Mine's up to about a $500,000 business. But even that small things like, I thought WordPress, we were checking plugins and realized, metaphorically, 5,000 plugins were checked. Simple thing like that. But unless what? Because you can build a $5 million, $20 million business.
You can, but it takes time. Right?
Okay.
And you have to really train your team and trust them to run the business the way that you want them to. So they need to have standard operating procedures. They need to be totally ingrained with the vision and the mission of the company. And then get them to the point where they can operate the business and you can be away from it. But you never lose sight of what is actually happening. And you have
some kind of reporting
checks,
still.
And systems in place so you can tap in and make sure stuff is happening the way that you want it to. But that means that things have to really be dialed in and you can't wing it in any aspect of your business.
You can't.
And the teams need to be checked if they step out of line and they start doing things on their
or third person. As the business grows, I guess hiring somebody, I'm asking you to do so-and-so, but I'm going to have to hire Denise. Not to check you, but layers, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But I think where we make mistakes in the early days, right? I just truly believe that if I had it to do all over, it would look very different. I think when we start businesses, especially at the beginning when we're excited, Everyone is excited. Everyone is on the same page about making it a success. Jealousy hasn't kicked in yet.
Ooh, that's good.
Right?
Come on now.
That's good.
We're all on the same page right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't realize that over time, people go home, and this is what I realized right around that time when things started getting weird. I said, oh, I didn't think about the fact that people are going home talking to their spouses. Their spouses are giving input. Their parents are giving input,
Yes.
right? They have all these other people in their lives saying, why is she getting this? And why?
Who are not entrepreneurs.
Right.
Right.
They can't even spell LLC.
Exactly.
Right.
They have no idea.
Right.
So they're telling you should be da 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 da, and then you should you should be asking for this. So that was the other thing. He started asking me for like financials that he did not have, that he didn't have any right to see.
Right.
Right? So he was like, I need to see all the financials and I need to see the payroll reports, and I said, I'll show you the payroll reports. However, everything financial is in my name. Everything, I pay all the taxes. Like, you're not going to be looking at my,
You're not an investor or
Right,
shareholder.
exactly.
Right.
No, that's not how this works. So that's where he was like, well, I talked to my brother, and my brother said,
Oh.
my
What
brother
they call
said,
that? Not the choir. What they
Family
call
board of advisors.
Yeah, like the
Peanut
gallery.
gallery.
Yeah, that's what
he
it is.
said, and then I have one of the ladies that I brought in here that I actually went out, recruited, found her, was like, hey, I think I want to train you to be a sales rep. I think you'll be great. Brought her in, spent years training her, getting her, and she was basically a mini me. She started saying things to me that I was like, what? She's like, why won't you show Richard the...
Oh, goodness.
Oh, in a bad way. I wasn't sure.
No.
I see, yeah.
Why don't you did it? And I'm like, oh, so you guys are...
Right.
So, what's going on? So anyway, they started the company together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Denise, when you hear this, jump in and talk. What have you heard so far? What's the lesson learned? What are you going through in your own business? Talk to the people.
Well, in my own business, I'm just at the point where I'm starting to bring on team members. So this is all, I appreciate the cautionary tale.
Lainika has been down the road. She has the caution lights for you.
Right.
But the other thing that I note from having worked with other entrepreneurs and watching their experiences is kind of a combination of what both of you said, of the importance of having the SOPs to begin with, monitoring to make sure people are following them, and not abdicating your role as the leader. Because I've worked with an entrepreneur who has a huge team of people, but he doesn't really know what they're doing. And so...
Does anybody know what they're doing? I just want to clarify. He doesn't, but does he have a COO who's running? I just want to clarify what stage,
There are some team members that know what is happening, but he doesn't know enough about what is happening
it's
inside.
Small enough that he is the one at this stage who should know.
Right. And so I think, what ends up happening is it's everybody's operating like little islands well, this person didn't pay on time, so I've implemented a late fee. It's like, well, wait a minute. How are you deciding this company has a late fee? And
where's the late fee going? To your PayPal account?
So there's all these little pockets of everybody deciding how things are going to run. They're not meshing together. He doesn't know that now there's this late fee policy. So that's that causes challenges.
So how does he solve for that? What does he do? He's trying to grow his business. What are we talking about? $500,000, $3 million, $20 million? Just give us how many just average
about
range.
$500,000.
Okay, yeah, $500,000. He's trying to grow it to. He wants to get to $2 million. How does he solve for this then? Lanika's going through it. She's learned lessons. But what are you going to tell this gentleman?
I have shared that you have to press pause, which is a difficult thing to tell any entrepreneur to do, myself included. I understand that's challenging. But at some point, you have to say, okay, we need to figure out how does this business operate? Okay. And as the leader, you need to know how is your business going to operate, because you need to set the direction. This shouldn't be a bottom up process, you need to decide, here's how we operate. And there need to be consequences when people are operating outside of that.
Right.
So that people can see, oh, I shouldn't just be making up policies on my own because I see what happened to that guy. But I think that's just a very challenging thing.
Yeah.
Understandably so. If your business is built on you bringing in, if you have to keep bringing in more money and you can't press pause, but still need to press pause, how do you do that?
Yeah, and kind of parse out pieces of the business to work on first, and that's what I often do. Is what's causing the most pain? Where's the bleed at? Let's deal with that first, and then get some systems and some infrastructure in place. What I also do with a lot of my clients, and I'm sure all of you have heard of this book, E-Myth Revisited. The Girl.
That is my book. I read that book by 8 times.
One of my favorites, right? And helping leaders understand you really have 3 roles, not just one. The entrepreneur, that visionary, you built this baby.
That's my favorite space.
Right?
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Go ahead. What's the other one?
The technician. Who's going to do the client work? You gotta, you're being paid for a service. You gotta deliver that service. And then the manager. Who's going to manage and make sure that everything gets done.
Yes.
And oftentimes I see leaders living in the entrepreneur space, which is wonderful, but then we got 2 other hats that need attention. And you have to develop those to the point where you can then start to delegate more of the technician work, the workers, your team. Even the management of the team, right? The ops manager, but it takes time. That really helps them understand, man, I've got 3 hats. I'm really good at the client service and doing the client work, but these 2 over here, I am failing. And we got to get that back into alignment so that they can understand how to start to fix it.
I feel like most of the entrepreneurs I talk to are really living in that technician space most of the time, because that is why they got into it, because they like doing the work. And they call themselves an entrepreneur, but they don't have any vision. So how are you an entrepreneur if you don't have a vision? Right?
Come on now.
You can't, that's what an entrepreneur is.
Yeah.
It's a visionary. So when I started Trash Logic, I was very clear, which is why I brought someone else in.
You knew what you needed.
Yes. I was like, I am a visionary. This is how I want it to go. And we worked really well together because we would always say, I come up with the vision and he executes it, right? And that was why we ended up being in business together, is because we worked together somewhere else. And that was kind of how we rolled. Like, I was national director of sales. He was the ops guy. And I would say, hey, I have this client. This is what we're trying to do. I think this is the way I want to design their system. And he would say, oh, okay, well, if we're going to do that, then we need this many guys, this many trucks, right? And so we brought that here, and we really ran with that. Like, that is why we grew so fast. Like, we really, how Lamar always talks about having the integrator. Like, we really worked in tandem with that. But then I also had the project manager that I brought from my days at Sprint. Okay. She was a project manager. I brought her over here. And she really was the one sitting behind the scenes saying, okay, I'm going to create a spreadsheet for this. We're going to, this is how we're going to track everything, right? So I had people that I brought in specifically to be executors.
Right.
And that was the biggest difference with the growth. So I think as things have, and I tell you that when I say that we are still reeling from the fallout of that, whole thing going down, it's because now I find myself in a place where I'm having a difficult time finding people who are able to execute at a high level. They are, that are able to problem solve, think through solutions, and not just, what do you want me to do? Yes. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, just task oriented.
Tell me what to do. And I'm like, no, I need you to come to me with an idea of what you're going to do, how you're going to solve this problem. And I'll tell you whether or not, I think that's going to work, and we can kind of bounce things off of each other. But I need you to come up with, this is your role. Come up with, what do you think we need to do to solve this problem? So that is where I struggle in this space. And if you notice, I'm in this place now where I'm like, okay, I started another company. I started a staffing company, right? And then I'm doing brunches and stuff. It's because this big monster here is so heavy.
Oh. Okay.
And it's like, there's days that I just need to escape it.
Yes. I hear you.
I just gotta escape it because it's so big. When I tell you, people are like, oh, it's a trash company, and I think they think we pick up junk, right? Oh, we drive around, we pick up junk, and then we're done, right? No, we are a logistics company. We handle their waste from cradle to grave. There's a lot of steps involved, right? I'm actually designing waste systems for property management companies, not for, just Sally. So there's a lot of moving parts, and I need those integrators to say, okay, I'm like, okay, this whole property needs to be revamped, da 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 da. So I need this, and this. And Basecamp, thank God, has been a lifesaver for us, right?
Hold on a second. Jason Freed, did you hear that? She said Basecamp. We just had an interview with him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah?
Jason,
Did he
Lainika
build
Johson.
Basecamp?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys don't even know how many people I got signed up on Basecamp. Basecamp is
it's
it's my
amazing.
baby.
Affiliate code 5023.
I need an affiliate code.
Yeah, we'll get you.
Right.
But Basecamp has been the lifesaver because I'm able to really go granular, which is great. But I don't want to have to do that.
Of course.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
And
don't.
that's not why we're doing what we're doing. I mean, as
Exactly.
entrepreneurs, and the other two that you said, I don't want to say those words again. No, I'm just joking. We're building it to grow.
Yeah, we're building it to grow.
Yes.
And so, but to your point about managers, so, I came into the space as an entrepreneur. I really have always been. This is not my first business, right? It's I don't know, my fifth, sixth business, right? So, but it was the first business where I broke 7 figures. So it changed, right? It changed at that point. And it's a different game. And I realized when we broke 7 figures, I said, I don't know how to manage people. And
To
I
the
said,
point you gave, though, that's why you did the other two.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. The other two. Yeah.
and I said, and I don't know how to be a CEO. I know how to build something, but I really don't know how to be a CEO. So that's why I went back to school. I went to UCLA, and I learned how to be a CEO. And I came back, and we changed things, and things kept growing, and we got bigger and bigger, and doubled, triple revenue, and then as I grew, there were people in my organization that I was not paying attention to, that were not. I thought they were coming along with me, and I thought they were growing with me, right? I'm sending them to training.
Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey talk about the same thing. They talk about the same thing. Go ahead.
I'm sending them to training, right? I'm investing a lot of money. I'm sending them to conferences. I'm sending them to workshops, and and we're doing these offsite retreats, and I'm thinking, and all the time, they are all getting angry that I am the CEO.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not understanding, because I'm I done gave raises every 6 months. Why are you guys upset? I'm paying everybody. You get some money. You get some money. You get some money. I'm giving bonuses. I'm giving I'm giving out gifts. I'm throwing parties for them. I'm renting out hotels. Come, stay. I'm doing all these things, and I'm and this was the wake up call. Not just that whole situation, but I told you I had the PM that I loved. I'm walking through, and I pick up her company issued phone because it was beep. So I pick it up, and there's a picture of my house, the inside of my house, and I'm
now I'm clenching. Yes.
And it says, and she just gave herself another raise.
Wow.
Wow. And I'm oh wow.
The audacity.
Whoa. Yes.
But let me Denise, I'm gonna ask you this question, if we can. If y'all jump in anywhere here. Let's talk about family. Family. Do family understand what you do, Denise? And our team members. We pay ourselves $100,000, $50,000. We splurge on whatever it is. Can you just address this point of I don't know if it's nepotism. Help me out with the English word. I don't think it's nepotism. It's a different word. But I'm the CEO. I put blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? I did the line of credit. I had debt. I didn't eat. I had sloppy joe. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. Before you do that, Denise, let me just a quick break. Denise, what's your full name? Who are you? What do you do? Where do we find you at?
Excellent. Dr. Denise Dennis, business automation strategist with Action Accelerated. I help coaches and consultants stay in their zone of genius by automating the rest of their business. And you can find me most places at Automate with Denise on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
And for example, companies that have X problem, they will call you to do what? Dive a little bit deeper. Just help me unpack that. Like what?
So the coach or consultant who's totally overwhelmed because they're trying to chase down invoices, follow up with prospects, send out onboarding materials for new clients, and they're so busy doing that they don't have time to actually coach. So I automate all of that so they can just focus on coaching and everything else is running smoothly on the back end.
I know it sounds impossible, but I know you can do it because I know you'll work. Dr. Denise speaks for you. Cameo, full name of your company, where we can reach you. Talk to us a bit about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So Cameo Roberson, founder of Atlas Park Consulting. We are fractional COOs, integrators, and growth strategists, helping companies alleviate their operational bottlenecks, get some systems and infrastructure in place so that they can better manage their people, their processes, and technology, grow their firms, and really have a well-oiled machine at the end of the day. A lot of our clients come to us overwhelmed and overworked because they don't have systems. They've been winging it for years and it's caught up with them. So we come in and cure that operational chaos so that they can get to a better ground in their business. You can find me at atlasparkco.com, all the social channels, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Atlas Park Co, and LinkedIn, Cameo Roberson.
And you mind just giving, you gave a for example already, but give one more for example. You can make it up. I don't need to know client names here. But just as an example, company is doing X. Well, you already said it, kind of the wing in it, but give a story. Can you just...
So a lot of my clients tended to be in the financial services space. So wealth management teams, financial advisors, and there's a whole onboarding process that happens. Every business have it, right? Financial advisors as well. This one client, 5-person team, they were, let's just say, not in good order in their business. And they were completely unaware of how they were communicating their onboarding process. So they had a new client who was interested in working with them. The new client liked the team. They understood the business model, understood their mission and vision. But when the prospective client asked leadership, tell us about how long our onboarding is going to take. Who is our team lead when we have questions about our accounts? How will we get access to our accounts? How long will it take for our money to move from one institution to the other?
Smart questions.
Smart questions when you're dealing with a lot of money, right? People want to know that all the bases are covered. Well, this particular company had not articulated and documented their client onboarding from A to Z. So when they were asked the question, they hesitated and they stuttered and they were not as confident in communicating that to prospective client. Long story short, that prospective client said, hey, we like you, but we're not really confident that you're going to be able to meet our needs. And so we're going to pass. That was $25,000 in first year annual fees that walked out the door because the team could not with confidence tell them how we work.
Yes, I got you. Thank you so much. One more time, full name again, company name again.
Yes, Cameo Roberson, Atlas Park Consulting, fractional COOs, growth strategists, and integrators in atlasparkco.com.
Love it. We are in the house of Lainika, who's hosting us today with some beautiful salad and food. Lainika, unpack to the people. I should have done this earlier, but it's good. In the middle break here, who you are, who you serve, whatever you wish to share about yourself, please.
So I'm Lainika Johson. I'm the CEO of Trash Logic. First and foremost, we are a waste logistics company based here in California. And we service the property management industry. So we work with multifamily properties, we work with commercial properties, and we literally manage their waste from cradle to grave, right? So from the time the resident throws their trash away till the truck comes and picks it up, we are touching that waste, moving that waste, making sure it goes where it needs to go. I'm also the owner of Press Staffing. So at Press Staffing, we are based in the Philippines. Press stands for Philippines Remote Expert Staffing Solutions. And we work with entrepreneurs to help them
Ramon.
Like Ramon, to help them streamline their systems and get more done, be more productive. So that is what I do, and I love everything that I do. And then I host brunches, but that's just for fun.
I love it. And so, for example, Oprah Winfrey's estate, she has 45 houses on it. You can help Oprah Winfrey and her tenants with their issues, and or kind of joking here, but or like, do you do restaurants too, like single unit, Denny's or whatever, and or multi-tenant, multi-unit places? Break that down.
So mostly retail centers.
Okay, I got it. Multiple.
Yeah, malls,
got it.
Retail centers, multifamily properties. We don't do single family homes. We don't work with them. The goal is to make sure that waste in very congested, busy areas, that trash is moving, that it's sorted properly, that we're diverting, right? We're trying to reduce as much waste as possible. Diverting. I do a lot of education, so I speak a lot. I do a lot of and we don't call them tenants in this industry, we call them residents. I do a lot of resident education where we talk about, what you can recycle, what you, a lot of people don't know that you can't recycle a pizza box, right? Most people think, oh, it's cardboard, I throw it in the trash, but anything that is soiled, you can't recycle. So you have to throw that away. Most people don't know they're supposed to rinse out their yogurt cups, right? Rinse out your yogurt cups before you recycle them. Yes, because
do that.
Because when it's dirty, it contaminates the whole load.
See, I thought the y'all people, whoever in our communities, I thought there's big buildings and people rinsing that stuff out and doing. That's what I thought all the time.
No, it just goes in the trash. That's why there's so little that actually goes to that gets diverted. Most of it goes to landfill.
That's good to know.
So that's what I do.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. That's what I do. Yeah. So I really, and I'm transitioning now, and I started a waste consulting company called Eco in the City. So I'm super excited. Yesterday we had a meeting with an AI waste company that we're going to partner with to provide insights for waste flow and how much is being thrown away, how much is being diverted, how often it's being picked up, all the data that we need to be able to do our jobs better. So
I love it.
Yeah, so we are.
That's amazing.
And thank you for hosting us. Appreciate hosting us.
Yes, thank you.
So, Dr. Denise, we're going to go back to you. We were talking about, and this is an interesting issue. We can, and feel free, y'all jump in and take the mic whenever you want. But talking about, and feel free to reframe the question. But I'm trying to get to money that we make as entrepreneurs, that we deserve, that we earned.
Right.
We've done, and I say why we've earned it because most all of us who started a business, we've done the blood, sweat, and tears, went without money, all this, and we earned the fruits. I want to reset that for those who may, but talk about your own team member. You hired a team member. She's like, why is Dr. Denise paying herself $200,000 a year or 10, whatever the number is, and she's only paying me? And or also, how do you deal with family? Well, God's blessed us. Let's say our business is thriving and moving, and they maybe look at, oh, why is she? You get the question. You get what I'm trying to help us understand. Just anything you want to say on that aspect of our money, our wealth, our success, us being the CEO, the leader, and then the other saying whatever they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, in my family, even though I'm the only entrepreneur, I think because they have seen my journey over time, that as I start being able to enjoy the fruits of my own labor, they recognize that it was hard won. So it hasn't really been an issue among the family. I think that, and like I said, I'm just now at the point where I'm adding team members on. But I will say, in terms of people, acquaintances outside the family, that when I recently at TSP, Traffic Sales and Profit Live, walked across the stage and got my 6-figure award.
Yes.
I was like, I bet you I know who's gonna ring my phone. And darn it! And I basically could go down the list, and all those people on that list, all who hadn't talked to me in like a year, all of a sudden,
now they calling.
What have you been up to?
And that was, it was like, you felt,
Folks are good for that.
I'm fine. Go ahead. Okay.
So it just was.
Yes.
So there's that happens, and just it's that same. I think that everybody deals with the trying to figure out, well, who are the friends, the real friends, or the real close people versus the people who are paying attention to what's happening on social media, and then
living their life through your feed.
Exactly.
And it's all, and I share it all.
That's true.
So when I'm down, I wonder if they call, but so, but thank you, Cameo, and similar question, you hear it.
So Similar to Dr. Denise, my family and my close friends have seen the struggle, and I've been very vocal with them about it. Like, look, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. I need prayers. I need support. The whole nine. And so they've been very supportive, and no one has, come out and said, okay, Cameo, can you give me some money, those things. But I'm also very selective with how much I share outside of my family group and that core friend group, right? For that very reason, is you just never know how people are going to respond to it. One of the other things that I've seen too is people think this is easy.
Yes.
My God. I have talked to so many people and they're like, you make it look easy. And I'm like, yeah, you didn't see me crying last week. Because I
How do you want us to show up? Tears every day?
Right. And so that's been a balance too. Share the wins, of course, but then also share the struggle so that they can see, like, this is not easy. Right. And I'm doing this because of my love for this work, but understand this did not just happen overnight. Right.
As Dave Ramsey says, 25-year success.
Yeah.
And you started the conversation with that. I blanked out on your name, Lainika. Sometimes y'all just bring me back. Bring me back. Lanika's rolled with me for about a year on BWC. So she's used to whatever I bring. She's like, come on back.
Come on back.
Lainika, what do you do? What have you done about that question of just wealth and money and those who those who complain, so, like you mentioned.
So this is what I found, and I think you guys probably have all seen this. If you haven't experienced it yet, but you probably have experienced it. People who are not entrepreneurs don't understand what it costs to run a business.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I was guilty of it when I was younger. Right, and I worked for small businesses. I'd be like, they charging this and that, that, and then they gonna
$3 for a cookie? What?
Right.
And and they're only paying us. But people really don't understand what it takes to run a business, and they also don't think that the risk that you've taken is worth money. Right? Everything is on me.
Right.
Everything is on you. Everything's on you.
Everything's
on you.
Right.
Everything. So all the risk. Right? And I remember when everything was going crazy and we were losing clients, and I said, if this shuts down, you guys all go out and get another job.
Right. Maybe self-employment, do this, do that, whatever you can do. Yes.
Right.
Who's hiring a CEO who's been a CEO of her own company for the last 10 years?
Yes.
Right.
Who's doing that? Like, maybe I will land somewhere, but you know how long it's going to take me?
And whatever debt and issues and building is on
Right.
It's on you.
It's all on me.
Yes.
Also, what you do affects my reputation.
Yes.
So it's not, you guys think you're just out there just trying to do whatever you need to do to hurry up and get done. But when you don't do it right, it affects me. So, why do I pay myself what I pay myself?
Yeah.
Because I earned it.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because I earned it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when I can't make payroll, I go find the money for you.
That's exactly right.
But I can't pay myself.
That's key.
Right.
I go and find the money for you.
I go find the money
That's
for
what
you.
the leader does.
And you don't know how many airplanes I've got on to go get money for you. You don't know how many phone calls I've had to make and hard conversations I had to have. How many times I had to say, Mom, I know that you probably don't have it to spare, but if you could just float me for a week, so I can make payroll.
A cash flow issue.
Right.
Yes.
That's big. Yeah.
People don't understand that.
Right.
So why do I pay myself what I pay myself? Because I deserve it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I deserve it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That could be a whole podcast, a whole
Right.
series.
Called I Deserve It.
Right.
And I think that's important, not only because I deserve it, that's the main reason,
Right.
but I think I want to underline that when things don't go well.
Right.
It's high risk, high reward. That's what it is.
Yes.
If you want to join me in the risk,
Right.
and we're going to cut this in half, cut all of it in half,
And the reward.
then let's do it. But if you're like, no, every month I want my $2,000 a month or $1,000 a month, whatever the thing is, then I love that. Thank you. May I make a hard left?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to acknowledge Lamar, Tyler, and Ronnie. Ronnie Harris, Tyler. We're all together because of Traffic Sales and Profit.
Yes.
This amazing community that brings us together. And Lamar. Hello, everybody. Lamar and Ronnie have been steadfast. This is a business building community. Yes, the best And he's been steadfast. I'll probably have a shirt on under here somewhere for Black business owners.
Yes.
That's his thing. So I just want to pause. We can all, but I'll do it first, and we'll go down the road. I just want to say, Lamar and Ronnie, thank you. Thank you for bringing us together. I have benefited greatly from Traffic Sales and Profit. It has changed my mindset. And, most of us have grown up. I shouldn't speak for all, but I think I can. I don't say I bet we agree. You have a six-figure job, six figure. And I get it. That is for the average American, whatever is making 60, 40. That is a feat. But he's taught us, and Vusi's underlined it, that no, let's try to build $1 million businesses or even 10 million. You know what I'm saying? My mindset, so hence even with family, side note, it's hard.
Right.
Because I'm like, well, that's nice, but my sights are, or, sometimes we see a Maserati or a fancy car, I'm like, no, that's not that hard to get. I mean, so it's a whole mindset. But Lamar and Ronnie, Traffic Sales and Profit, shout out to you all for bringing it here. We're in Lainika's home, her office, her house right now. She's hosting us press staffing and Draft Logic. So thank you for bringing it together. And of course, Dr. Denise is here. Cameo's here. But Lainika, anything you want to just shout out to Ronnie and Lamar and say hi to them?
Hey, I know you guys are over there having, your beautiful world traveling anniversary experience. And I've enjoyed watching that. But thank you guys so much for for bringing this community together. We're way in California, right? We are all over the world because of you guys. And we're building some bonds and some relationships that are going to last a lifetime. I've met some of my best friends in Traffic Sales and Profit. So thank you guys for just doing what it is that you do and having the vision for Black entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and this kind of conversation, I don't know if I can have the conversation. I mean, I have many entrepreneur friends, but we can talk about family and money.
Right.
And we all have a shared common bond.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Dr. Denise, just shout out to Ronnie and Lamar and talk to, please.
What I love, thank you so much for creating this amazing community. One of the things I love is going back to that idea of mindset and changing this idea of 7 and perhaps 8-figure business from being wishful thinking to being something that's aspirational and doable. I'm just not there yet, but I'm moving in that direction. And I didn't have that mindset before coming into this community. It was just like, well, that's good for them. But, and now it's just like, no, let me figure out how I'm going to get there.
Yes. And isn't that so true? It's like, not necessarily previous to DSP, but metaphorically, it's like you look at a cover of Wall Street Journal, CNBC, whatever. Yeah. You're like, oh, that's nice. They built a $2 million business or $20 million business, but mindset's blown open. There is no secret. Yeah. It's not a secret.
And there's no ceiling.
Right.
Come on now.
There's no ceiling.
No ceiling.
And when you see other people who are successful and then they're sharing the roadmap, the rules of the game, the strategies that can get you faster to that end goal is so encouraging and so inspiring. And I know, shout out to Ronnie and Lamar.
Please do so, yes.
Tyler, thank you so much for the vision you both had in bringing Traffic and Sales and Profit to us, knowing that the Black community needed something like this, a place to thrive and a place to be vulnerable and a place to become the best versions of ourselves. And I know when I joined, it was in January 2022, my vision was not big enough. I was like, 6 figures? Okay, that's cool, right? But then I got into this community and I saw other people doing all these amazing things and my vision was stretched. And now I see the possibility and I'm racing towards that 7 and 8 figure mark and I'm excited about it. So thank you both for the love you pour into the community each and every day, the sacrifice that you make. And, even, foot's on neck sometimes. We're making sure that we get stuff done. We appreciate that.
Coach Alex and others. To that point, I want to, I always just check in once. I think I checked it already, but yes, good. Lainika's, man, I got a DJI $900 fancy gear. Lainika's got a phone here, which is blowing mine away. So, shout out to Lainika. But, Cameo. Talk about the why, and I know that's one thing Lamar has talked about is that we every grown folk needs to have food and sustenance and have a roof over their head. We know that. But for me, this aspect of and he didn't say this part, but who loses if I don't win? Yes. Or we're doing this for generational wealth. We're doing this because hey, if anybody can rent an Airbnb and bring 20 family members, why not me? If I can help Auntie so and so that's been in generational poverty. That's her business, meaning what she's gone through. But if I can be the one,
absolutely.
At the age of when she's 65 or 70, say, you know what? Regardless of the issues you had, I can help you with your townhouse.
Yeah.
Why not me? So can we talk about that, the why, please?
Yeah, I think the why is layered. At the very top of it, it's how do we create financial security and freedom for ourselves, right? Here. But then you think about generations that are right behind us. I think about my niece, who's 4 years old right now.
Come on now.
And how do we create this legacy of long-term wealth that we know other races of people have experienced and benefited from over the course of time? Then I also think about how today in 2025, policies are changing, things are shifting, programs and things are going away. But if you have a community of people who are committed to helping each other excel and be successful, that's where you need to be.
Yeah.
So that's the why.
No, I
right? And we come together.
What is your why, by the way? I'm curious. Do you have anything, you dream, anything that you're not doing now and you cannot do? Meaning you cannot do it now, but you're like, Ramon, once I hit whatever it is, I don't want to hear the number because I don't want to box myself, because you're not giving her.
Yeah.
But give us that. What's the thing? Like, here's what I want to do.
So,
here's that stretch like way up there.
So it's interesting. I'm literally at the door of Newco, and y'all understand exactly what that is, right? You're the business that you first started, right? And you're getting it to where it needs to be. But now you're thinking bigger, and that bigger represents the new company, right? And I realize that I can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
So similar to Dr. Denise, I am at the front door of building my own team. And I've always wanted to do that, but felt like I needed to have all these other things in place. And sometimes when the door of opportunity opens, you got to take the leap. And I'm taking the leap. And with that, I'm so grateful for the network that I have, right? Because to the point of building team, how do you do that? I've been able to reach out into my network and actually build those teams of people to be supportive. So that's my why, is I want to really expand my wildest dreams. Right, and build.
Which is, when your wildest dream happened to be building a bigger company.
Okay. Building a bigger company, working with larger institutions, and having a team to support me as well.
Well, you need the best publicist in the world, best spokesperson.
Okay.
Like, $500,000 a month retainer, we got it, because you're going to be big. So, like, done, Ramon.
Right.
Dr. Denise, talk to us about your BHAG, your wildest dream that you can't do now, that you're not there now, but like once you make it, whatever that means for you, you're like, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's the big thing.
Well, if I look outward in terms of the why I'm in this business, is to close the digital divide for Black people in this country in particular. If you think about, I had this passion even before COVID, but during COVID, when people couldn't get an education if they didn't have the internet, if they couldn't get online, and how many African American communities just did not have internet access. So that's number one, is even getting access. But then even once you have access, if we look at business owners, we look at entrepreneurs who understand the power of automation and AI versus the ones that don't, this side over here is working so much harder and probably not going as far as the people who are automating and have AI and are using all the technology and have all of these advantages that this side either doesn't know about or doesn't know how to do. And so I'm really passionate about helping this group understand what they need to do and how to do it.
I love it. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, Dr. It is good, but I want to ask you, when you say help, when you say help, is your goal to build that bigger business so you can generally help and say, this may come, you don't have to pay for it even, or is it help with and how you're doing it? If you get what I mean? Because we can help.
Right.
Yeah,
so
talk
two
about
ways.
that. Yeah.
So yes, building my business by having clients who I am helping to do that. But then there are also nonprofits that focus specifically on closing that digital divide.
So like
that
you want to cut $100 million check
Exactly.
to Thurgood Marshall AI education
right, exactly.
and say, just put my name on the door, we're good.
Right.
I'm flying out, but I'll be there. Okay,
exactly.
Lainika, talk to us about what your big goal is. Where is something that you can do now, you cannot do now, but you're like, Ramon, 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, whatever it may be. Here's the big thing I want to do. Anything?
Yeah. So I think as you grow in business and in life, your why changes. And I think at this point, when I first started out, my why was to send my kids to school debt free. And, I did that. So my kids are adults now. I did that. My why, and I had an internal crisis, right? Because I was like, what's my why now that my kids are grown? And I realized that it's joy.
Come on now.
It's joy and peace. I just want to be able to live a life I enjoy. And live in peace.
And do whatever you want.
And do whatever I want.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's where my joy comes from. I want to be able to, if I want to travel, I want to be able to travel. If I want to eat out, I want to be able to eat out. If I want to just, if I want to just go retire in another country, I want to be able to do that. I want to chase joy. That's really my why at this point.
I love it. So I can imagine Cameo and Dr. Denise. Lainika wants to wake up at 6 a.m. on Friday, and she wants to say, you know what? I saw an ad for coffee in Milan. You know what, Cameo? I think, you got a few hours. Right. George, you finished vacuuming the job? We gonna be there. They only luggage because we come back tonight. Right. Am I kind of echoing what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I want to just be able to do what I want to do, and it's not even. This is the thing about it. It's not even about the money.
I got you.
And I don't think it's ever been about the money for me. And I understand, I'm not saying that that's wrong, right? I know that for some people it's about the money.
Sure.
Because to me, money is just a vehicle, right? And I just, like I said, I wanted to send my kids to school debt free. That was it. And now it's I just want to be able to do what I want to do. It's a vehicle. It's not you won't see me with a Birkin bag, right? I don't spend money on things like that. I like nice things, but I like experiences. So that is where, that's where my money's going to go. So when I look at longevity, I want to be able to just have enough of everything so that I don't have to think about it or worry about it. And to be able, to your point earlier, to be able to tell my mom, don't worry about it.
Yes.
Tell my dad, you want to take that Alaskan fishing trip, go. I got you. Don't worry about it. That is the goal.
And do you like to fish? No. Okay, so here's her deal. Daddy, we have an Alaskan fishing trip. I will be in the cabin in the spa with my team I'm bringing. You, and I hired 2 other dudes to go with you to fish. Right. In the fish. So it'll be set up like that. It'll be like that. And I will share my dream. And it's something, not that I can't do it now, because the money on this is not a lot. But doing this would hurt my pocket a bit. So my dream, and to me it's going to experiences, is like running an Airbnb and having, my wife has 3 sisters alive and nieces and nephews, just saying, hey, all 20 of us, like an Airbnb that big, 20 of us in a bowling alley and all this. So could I do that right now? Probably put on Amex or something, but I want to do it where it's not even maybe that's $50,000 for the weekend. I don't know how much it'd be quite a bit. Do that, no hurt to me, not even thinking. That, I would love to do that every quarter. Not for the same family. I can't handle every quarter. But, just that kind of thing. To say, church choir. And not all that would be in my name, rather. Some of it would be a little bit, but just church choir. I don't know. I call Kurt Franklin, because we know him at that level, right? Call Kurt Franklin, and we're going to fly to his studio. So just things like that would be so just amazing. And then anybody in my life who's kind of stuck. And I care for the people I care for all. But those who are young and stuck, you're going to have to, I'm not going to give you $100, I'll give you 2. But those who are a bit of age and stuck and they've lived a hard life. So that I just want to do that all day long.
So I have a question for you to pivot. Can we pivot a little?
Go ahead. I said they could pivot. Now they're taking up. Of course. Anybody. By the way, the time is now 1:10. I want to respect times, but we can please take the mic and go for it, please.
Okay. So question, because you mentioned this a little bit, but I'm wondering. So you said I wouldn't give him 1. I might give him 2. What do you do? What do you do when family members ask you? Because they assume you have it, and they ask you for money, and you want to give it to them, but you also want them to understand the significance of what you're giving them. Tell me, have you had any experiences like that?
I have, Okay. That's a good question, and my wife is good on that, and she's cautioned in 2 ways. Okay. One, let's be careful, and full. I'm gonna I was going to say, we're not people of wealth, but that's the voices.
Yeah.
You have to qualify things. So I'm going to stop that. It's already out. But my point is, so what she says is that let's be careful who and how we give.
Yeah.
Because we don't, let's say y'all my family. We got, I know you're not that Cameo, but Auntie so-and-so over there looking in my pocket,
Right.
Yeah.
Her, I may give it to Dr. Denise, say, Dr. Denise, help her out. It's from us, even it's all from me. So that's helpful. That's answer one. Answer two, what I'm trying to get at is that I have young men and young women too call, we talk to them. But what I'm trying to say is this, Lainika, is that I often ask, depending on who it is, and I do segment that way, is it an older person or younger? It's just, are they working and need help working or not? But say it's a younger person. I'll say, do I have permission to speak into your life? You called me. You asked me for $500. That's a nice, reasonable, it's a nice chunk of change, right? $500. Can I speak into your life? If the answer is no, now it's a whole week, it go downhill fast. But if you really need it, I can speak into your life. Then I say, now, how much money did you make? Why did you get fired? What's your budget like? I go through all that, and I've done this a dozen times. Then I say, listen, seems to me you don't need this money. Seems to me you need to write a thank you card. Let me know if you did this, and now let's talk. So that's kind of that. That's the point about the person with the $1 on that side. And I'll get to the other side, but it's a more of I put some roadblocks. If you really want this, and it starts with, can I speak into your life? I'll call next day. Did you get up at 6 a.m. and do your push-ups? Did you eat healthy? I do that because I don't want to just give it.
Yeah.
Force them to a mindset change.
Right.
And often I give it all. And then 3, most of the time I just give it away because I don't do it a lot. But I mean, if I do that, it's as a gift. I say, hey, listen, I'm giving this, but if you ever have to call me again for this, you should think very carefully. Not threatening way, but you know what I'm saying? But it's a gift. I don't want it back, so we don't have that stress. And then older, many times that older people don't, but we, my wife and family look out for each other. Is that answer?
Yeah.
Did I go too long there?
No,
I hope
that was
Lainika and I, my co-host on BWC, so she's,
that was great.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else? Go ahead, Lainika.
What about you?
Okay.
I don't have a huge family, so I have a brother and a sister, and if they
can be friends too. Doesn't have to.
Yeah,
Broadly.
so I don't have friends that come up asking me for money.
We can start today. I mean, right? We can gas in the car. I mean,
If you need us,
yes. No, really, Dr. Denise, we can start today. No problem. Go ahead.
With family, if they ask it and I have it, I will. If they're asking for a loan, I will give it as a loan, knowing that I'm really giving it as a gift. Meaning, if I never see that money again, I'm totally
You're
fine
at
with
peace.
that.
Your mind's at peace.
Exactly. And just as a rule, I don't have a lot of other people asking for money, but in general, I'm not going to say yes unless I'm all right with not getting that money back.
I love it.
Right. Yeah.
Now, don't come to me again,
Yes.
but I'm all right if I don't get it back.
And I like that because I think I didn't say exactly like that, but I think that's a very peaceful way, But I love it. That's beautiful. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, kind of similar to Dr. Denise. So I'm a Taurus, and we are very particular about our money, right? And so when it comes to me giving gifts, if someone comes and asks me for money, I usually will say, okay, this is a gift, but don't make this a habit. And they know that I'm serious about it. Now, there have been instances where I've had friends come and ask for, various amounts of money, and I've lent it to them, and they've paid it back.
Nice.
But I'm very selective, and I don't usually lend money. If people come ask, I'm like, no, I don't have it, or I can't help you, because sometimes people will try to take advantage of that.
Yeah. And that was what my wife had cautioned. I want to hear your answer, Lainika, too. Is that just because I'm the more giving one? Not that she's not giving, she is. It's just we're built different. I'm the one. Before Dr. Denise opens her mouth and says, "Can you?" Yes. Is it 10,000 or and I don't even have it, and I'm like, my wife's like, "Oh, you know this lady." But so, Lainika, what about yourself? What do you go through with this kind of scenario?
Well, I will say this: my family doesn't ask me for money,
Okay.
which is a blessing because I know a lot of people aren't as fortunate. But I have had people, and I wouldn't even say friends. I've had people in my orbit, acquaintances, ask me for money, and I say no. Just I'm put it out there. Y'all watching? I say no.
Well, she is the one who said, to the guy who came up like on her. She is. Okay.
I say no because I realize that the people that ask me usually are not people that I talk to on a regular basis. They're not actual friends of mine. They are people that think I have it, so I'm the person that they're going to ask. So, I usually just say, I just can't. I just, it's just not going to work for me right now. Like, it's just not going to work.
I like that one. It's not going to work for me right now. I like that. You say with a smile or matter of fact? Do you just...
No, I just say, I'm sorry. I hope it works out for you. It's just not going to work.
Do it.
Yes, I can't do it. It's not going to work out for me. It's just not going to work for me right now. And people are like, oh, okay, but I, they try to, but I need it because da-da-da. Okay, well, I really hope that you're able to figure it out and find it. But I did have, one experience that is not a negative experience. This is, I just want to put that out there. My little cousin had called and asked me what is it called? MoneyGram? Western Union. It was one of those. MoneyGram or Western Union, one of those. Anyway, so she had called me and said, she had, a little kid at the time. She was like, I need money for, I think she said groceries and diapers or something. Can you send it to me? One of those, MoneyGram or whatever, Western Union. And I told her, well, what I'm not going to do, and this is before the apps, I think they have apps for it now. I was like, what I'm not going to do is get out of my bed, get in my car, and drive somewhere to send you some money. Right. I'm not going to MoneyGram, Western Union, none of that. Right. I'm not going to do that. What I will do is tell me what your bank account is, and I will transfer some money into your bank account. And she said to me, I don't trust banks. I said, oh, okay. Well, when you get a bank account,
right,
call me back, and I'll put some money in your bank account. I just don't. Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah. But what I'm not going to do. And she called me back, and she said, I just opened up a bank account.
Come on, there you go. What we'll do when we need
to. Right. And she did it, and that was probably 15 years ago. Yeah. Okay. And so she, she always says, like, you're the reason that I first opened a bank account. But, to me, it was important because she was my little cousin, and I wanted her to, like, get a, like,
get it.
Girl, like I'm gonna help you if you help yourself, but I'm not.
That's an important thing to have, the basics of that.
Right. You're not gonna have me jumping in my car going to do something I don't normally do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And get me out of my space. And I think a lot of people do that. Like we stretch ourselves and like twist ourselves up to try to meet somebody else's need.
Yeah.
And that's why they keep coming back. And that's why they keep asking.
That's a good point. We accommodate.
We accommodate.
Too easily sometimes.
Enablers, yes.
And they're like, okay, they did it this time. Well, I'll come back around and ask again.
Yeah.
Where would you all like to, it's 1:20. We can end a recording. I can go on for literally 6 more hours. I do have a few more things I could go into, but would y'all like to end now, wrap up? Or do you all have more topics, things you want to bring up that we want to share with other people, especially? Yeah.
I do have a question for the ladies.
Okay, please, let's go.
Because we are in California. Lately, I have been trying to find more women in this area specifically that are doing entrepreneurship full time, and I'm finding that very difficult. I find a lot of white women.
Okay.
I'm not finding a lot of black women that are doing entrepreneurship full time.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if that is because obviously when I go to Atlanta, there's tons, right?
Right.
I can find them everywhere. Do you think that it is regional? Do you think that it's the cost of living here? People are working regular jobs plus doing their entrepreneurship thing. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. So I'm originally from the Bay Area, and so I've been here now for almost 5 years. And when I first moved here, there were a couple of different groups that I found. One is the Sacramento Sister Circle that has a group on Facebook. That might be a good resource. But I think we're spread out, and we just aren't maybe doing a better job of connecting with one another. But we're here. We're definitely here. But I think there could be some energy put in the space of how do we connect more of these, Black women entrepreneurs and help, know where each other is at and how we can be supportive to one another.
Yeah.
And then to your point too, I think are a lot of people that are kind of straddling the fence with working a full-time job or part-time and entrepreneurship because of the cost of living, because of just depending on the type of business that they built, trying to ramp it up and get it to the point where they can.
I think about getting a job myself now.
Especially talking about them benefits.
That goes through all of our minds.
Dental and medical.
Please pay me every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I have moments too. I'll be like, girl,
Right.
Dr. Denise, did you want to add anything to her question? Or?
Yeah, I find that just for myself, most of my business networking is done online with people who don't even live in California.
Right.
So I don't even have those circles of Black women entrepreneurs in Sacramento that I interact with. Matter of fact, I'm going to look up that Facebook group she doesn't mention. Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering, and to that point, how often do you think about getting a job, Ramon?
Once a week or more. I mean, oftentimes, meaning because I'm in a season of, so Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com, as you all may know, but just remind, I make my money two primary ways. One is a motivational keynote speaker and or event host, and then two, working with brands as a brand ambassador in some way, influencer marketing, and whether that's $1 or that's 100,000 broadly. So that's just a set, so y'all know how I make my money. But I think about it often. And this season, especially post COVID, I know it's been 5 years now, but there has been a shift, and it's been a, my plane's been landing in that negative way slowly. So it's on the way up though. But meaning so I think about it. You asked the question, how often do I think about it? I think about it often. I haven't applied once because I wanted to get that self-validation. I didn't know how to do a resume. Like you said, who hires it? I was like, I don't know how to put what I've done. Ramon hosted the Dell conference. How does that transfer to being the customer service experience manager at NextJet or something? I saw that. Because, LinkedIn knows what you click, so events and things. So I think about it often, but again, as my wife reminds me, I know that I don't think I'd like it. Now if they gave me freedom, but I was having a conversation some years ago when I was like, I want to go to my church convention. Is that cool? I may like to go to Puerto Rico and volunteer work and things. Like, well, if you have leave, if you have time, if you have, what do you call leave? If you have PTO. And I'm like, but we cool. Like, it's me and Lainika talking about her business, and she's put me with the peons telling me if I have leave. But that's what you should do. Meaning I'm like, but when I heard that, I'm like, you the head person. Right. We cool. I'm thinking we cool, so we cool. Right. And he's like, yeah, absolutely, Ramon. We have 18 days or whatever of leave. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Even I have to ask for leave.
Yeah.
So, but I think about it often because the stability of getting a steady paycheck for just the basics to pay rent. Northeast is not cheap. I'm not staying in a $500 a month place here. It's that to the groceries and bills, and then it's the basics of standard of living that we want. The basics of wanting to go to get a steak. Not talking about some. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
I think about it.
You said everybody said yes.
Absolutely.
I went so far as the same sort of thing. I was like, what kind of job could I even get? So I'm like, Chat GPT. Give me what you know about me. What kind of jobs could I apply for? And it's giving me suggestions, but it's the same sort of thing. I was like, being an older woman, I can't imagine some 20, 30-year-old tell me what to do. I was like, I'll be fired immediately.
I know what you want.
Immediately.
Look at Netflix as their head of funnel engagement, making 65 or whatever because they'd say, oh, she knows systems. Let's make her under Junior, under Bob, reporting to Jose.
Exactly.
Do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I would not do it either.
Oh my goodness.
I would not.
You'd be like, you want me to do what?
Yeah, I'd be like,
who you think you're talking about?
And you'd be fired.
Young man.
Right.
So in a moment of weakness, I applied for a job, a recycling manager job. I won't say the city because it's very clear what that job was. Sure. But I applied for the job. So I'm going through these interviews, and I think I'm like on the third interview. And they're asking me questions, and I'm getting irritated. I'm getting irritated by the questions. Like, do you realize what I've been doing for the last,
In hindsight, you're probably that shouldn't be. These are questions to ask a normal person.
Right. But I'm just like, you asked me if I did. And then they were like, they said, so you, are you okay with coming into the office? I think it said 3 days a week. I said, oh, absolutely not. And they said, and they were like, no, wait, what?
They want to expecting that.
Yes.
They were not expecting
No,
you to do that.
I said no, absolutely not. I'm not doing that.
And that was the experience I had with Nika.
Yeah.
When they're like, because I take my church convention is a 2
Yeah.
weeks volunteer before we have the convention.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for the last ages. Even when I
Yeah.
worked a full-time job at the UN, it was built in. Anyhow, that was a cushy issue. But to your point,
Yeah.
I'm like, so if I take the 2 weeks off from my church convention that I always do, that has to count against my leave.
Right.
That's not what I do in my
That's your
business.
vacation.
That's me, my wife. That's a given.
Right.
That's my vacation.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
We get shocked back
Yes,
to
yes.
reality.
You
Yes.
do.
Yes.
You're like,
And
oh, but wait
you know
a
what?
minute.
And
Come on, it's
I have
freedom.
to say that I was always a very good sales person in my roles, right? I was really good at what I was hired to do. I was not a good employee though, because I did not want, like, you want me to meet you at 8:00 for what?
What are we
Like-
doing?
And why?
Why?
For what? Fine. Like she
Right.
asked for what 3 times
Yeah.
to the VP?
Like, for
Yeah,
what? And
yeah.
like, I would be like, okay, well, tomorrow I just want to, I'll just start from home and then I'll hit the field, and they'll be like, oh, but you need to come in for office time.
Yes.
What am I doing here that I can't do at home?
Yes.
Why am I coming here?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, oh, you have to come back in because you got to clock out here. I clock out.
Yes.
I don't use clocks. Like, that's not
Yeah.
I just add value.
right.
Any of the topics, Cameo or Dr. Denise, anything else? And if not, it's okay. But anything else that's burning your heart, if not, we can.
Yeah. How do you all unwind? Entrepreneurship is such a deep dive, constantly, 24/7. Someone asked me last week, "Oh, what are you doing for the holiday?" Because it's coming up, and I was like, "Holiday? Holiday?
Holiday.
What you mean
So I
holiday?"
go to the field. Ramon, do you have off for Columbus Day? Do you have off for this? I'm
What
like,
is that?
Yeah, off.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear from you all. What do you do to unwind? What do you do to take a break? Because entrepreneurship is so intense. Business ownership is so intense all the time. We still have to focus on getting that self-care in, because if we're burnt out, we're not going to be any good for our clients. So I'd love to hear what you do to relax.
Who wants to
Yeah,
go
you can
first?
start.
Okay. I like to go out to karaoke.
That's nice.
Okay.
And then if I'm in the house, I like to binge watch stuff. So I've
me
been
too.
watching Grey's Anatomy from the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, so much stuff happening.
Good for you.
I love
That's
it.
good. I think for me, I gotta be honest. I am very intentional about my rest. So I travel a lot.
You do.
I travel a lot.
Hashtag goals.
Right. And I make but I work when I travel. Like
Yeah.
that is just part of it.
But that's the beauty of it. You
Yeah.
travel to the destination of enjoyment. But I think that's good.
Yeah, I work. But the other thing is I spend a lot of time in my backyard. Like when I chose my home, I specifically chose a home that I felt was going to be an escape for me. And I wanted my backyard to be a place that I felt like I was on vacation in.
Nice.
Oh, I love that.
And so that was why because people are like, why are you in Galt? Like, of all places. And I'm like, that's where the backyard was. That's where it was. So, that's what I do. I spend a lot of time at home or I spend a lot of time traveling. Like, that is what I do. And I try to make sure, and this is the other thing too, I think that I've earned it. I think I've gotten to the place in my life where I work 2 to 3 hours a day, and then the rest of the day is mine. And I believe in that. Like, and in the beginning, don't try that. Don't try this at home, kids. When I first started, like, it was 12-hour days.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and going back to earning it. Going
Yeah.
back to
Right.
whatever stage you're in. And when you build the next one, it probably going to go back up. So
Right.
you better save those 2 hours.
Exactly.
And for me, and don't forget, I want to hear from you, Cameo, but for
Absolutely.
me, if I had to be forced into a rest, because for me, I like Marriott, Uber, and a stage. To me, that's relaxation. I just, some people like travel, but since I'm healthy and whatever, I enjoy a flight. To me, it's going through TSA. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I say the same joke so many times. In Newark Airport, TSA agents identified me, and I was so honored in a good way. They said, "Oh yeah, you came here last time and said that joke." I say, "Hey, the machine will probably go off because of muscles." So, and then when it never goes off, guess you ain't got no muscle. And so that to me gives me energy to have
hilarious.
TSA, and I just love moments. That's just me. I love moments of normal. I love it, or it happened to me a few weeks ago. CHP, California Highway Patrol, pulled up behind me. I slowed down. Think she was a lady. Think so, I'm sure. Pulled up beside me. I looked and smiled. She went like this. I said, and she moved on.
Serious?
Hello.
The power of a smile.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling you. Yeah. I walked into crispy, something chicken. Crispy, crunchy chicken.
Oh, the gas station.
Yes. Well, it's more than gas stations. Cameo, you say it, don't say it like that.
Well,
you make it seem kind of like I'm
Well, it
getting
is a
chicken at a gas
gas
station.
station. But it's a good chicken at the
Yeah,
gas
but they got
station.
franchises too that are full. But you know how he said it, like
I don't think I've ever seen it.
crispy,
Yeah,
crunchy
franchise.
chicken. Yeah, they got
Not
full
at a
store.
gas station.
There's a guy in Vallejo. You gotta look him up. But I walked in there the first time, he gave me extra chicken. The second time, I'm getting ready to pay. He says, "No, my friend, chicken's free for you."
I'm rolling with you.
Right. Free chicken.
Anyways, anything else y'all wanted to mention
Yes.
today?
Yeah, where
please?
you go? Where do you live?
So two things. One, I want you to do a master class on how you got your work day to like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
Because I'm not there yet. I'd love to get there, so I'm just putting a seed there.
And if you need a funnel built, I've got a friend of mine. She's like expert in that.
Okay.
10%, please.